A wrestler with a controversial gimmick based on Jewish stereotypes is in the crosshairs of another wrestler who's actually Jewish. I'm Brian Zane, in association with Powerbomb.tv. It's time for This Week in Independent Wrestling. A Jewish independent wrestler is lashing out at a fellow worker this week for allegedly going back on his word that he would cease to play a character some might find offensive. David Starr, who's known for his work in Beyond Wrestling, CZW, and Evolve, has called out Matthias Glass, an East Coast-based wrestler who debuted in 2016. Matthias's character is based off several crude Jewish stereotypes to which Starr has taken offense. In a statement released on Twitter Monday, Starr says that he began to speak with Glass over the gimmick back in September. He claims that Glass, who is not Jewish, pitched a storyline between them to see how much money they can make off the controversy, which Starr says he vehemently shot down. In a series of screen grabs that Starr posted on Twitter, Glass promised to end the gimmick at the start of the new year, complete with a public apology on New Year's Day. But as of this recording, Glass has yet to do so. We have reached out to Mr. Glass on the matter and have yet to receive a response. This leads to our fan poll for this week. Do you think Matthias Glass should retire his stereotype character? Leave your thoughts in the comments section. Speaking of Beyond Wrestling, they closed out 2017 with a huge event in Worcester, Mass. On New Year's Eve entitled Heavy Lies the Crown. The show was streamed live on Powerbomb.tv and featured 15 matches and an appearance by NXT star Oney Lorcan. Powerbomb.tv independent wrestling champion Jonathan Gresham successfully defended his championship against Tracy Williams. Wheeler, Utah defeated Flip Gordon. The Doom Patrol beat EYFBO in a wild TLC match. Keith Lee pinned Josh Briggs, and Matt Tremont answered Matt Riddle's open challenge, which was issued when Jimmy Jacobs had to pull out of the show due to injury. The main event, which was the first match of 2018 in the U.S. as it started at midnight Eastern Time, saw Joey Janela defeat David Starr in a Fans Bring the Weapons match. Absolute Intense Wrestling is apologizing to their fans this week after a former world champion canceled his appearance. AIW's Rulers of the World event in Cleveland this past Friday was to feature a highly promoted appearance by former WWF and WCW champion Sid Vicious. But according to AIW management, Sid called and canceled at the last minute, blaming a speeding ticket and President Donald Trump's travel ban for missing his flight.
They've got a damn thing on my driver's license where it says I didn't pay a ticket, and I got it sitting here, and it ain't nothing but about a speeding ticket. And I guess now that Donald Trump has got these things on different states, they can't let me get through without a passport, and I didn't have my passport. I can't find that son of a bitch either.
Sid's cancellation led to EC3 and Gregory Irons spoofing Sid as participants in a six-man tag team match. EC3 was even seen signing Sid's 8x10s during intermission. AIW returns to Cleveland on the 19th for Death Row, which will feature the return of Ray Rowe. Nova Pro's Such Great Heights event took place on Thursday in front of a packed house in Annandale, Virginia. The show, which was streamed live on Powerbomb.tv, featured 3 title matches from 3 different governing bodies, including Powerbomb.tv, as independent champion Jonathan Gresham defended his title against Sanjay Dutt in the main event. The card also saw the Ugly Ducklings beat Eric Royal and David Starr, Faye Jackson beat Veda Scott in a street fight, Tim Donst pinned Jimmy Jacobs, and Dominic Guarini beat John Kerman in a no-ropes match. Nova Pro returns to action in Annandale on February 16th for Cupid's Chokehold. Already announced is Gunnar Miller versus Eric Royal. CWF Mid-Atlantic held their 18th annual Battlecade event in Gibsonville, North Carolina on Saturday in front of the largest crowd in CWF history. The show saw Brad Attitude defeat Chet Sterling, Eric Royal defeat Jesse Adler to win the CWF television title, Rick Converse defeat C.W. Anderson in an I Quit match to win the PWI Heavyweight Championship, Andrew Everett pinned Logan Easton LaRue to become the new PWI Ultra J champion, and a controversial main event that saw Trevor Lee defeat Roy Wilkins in a First Blood match to retain the Mid-Atlantic Championship, only to be viciously attacked by the all-star stable of Coach Gemini, Eric Royal, Mace Lee, and Roy Wilkins after the match, with Wilkins leaving with the championship belt in the midst of the chaos. Battlecade will air in 3 weekly installments for free on the promotion's YouTube channel beginning this Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. It was also a huge week for AAW, who held their annual Windy City Classic in Chicago on Saturday. More than 700 fans saw Ray Phoenix defend his AAW championship over Jeff Cobb in the main event. The card also saw the besties in the world defeat Kurt Stallion and Brew Baker to retain the AAW tag team titles. David Starr beat Eddie Kingston, AR Fox beat Teddy Hart, Joey Janela, and Penta El Zero M in a 4-way, and Matt Riddle and ACH wrestled to a 20-minute time limit draw, resulting in both men earning guaranteed AAW title shots in 2018. Neither neither man took long to cash in their title shots, as Riddle will challenge Rey Fenix on January 20th at AAW's first show of the year, The Art of War, and ACH will fight for the championship on February 3rd in LaSalle, Illinois. AAW also announced that Juice Robinson will be returning at the Art of War event, and MJF is set to debut with the promotion in 2018. Speaking of AAW, their February 17th event in Chicago, headlined by New Japan star Tetsuya Naito versus Sami Callihan, has officially sold out. Naito's weekend will include stops for Wrestling Revolver in Dayton, Ohio, and Glory Pro in the St. Louis area, as well as the AAW event. So for you fans out there who didn't jump on tickets early, you're officially out of luck. The second annual Scenic City Rumble event will take place on Saturday, February 10th in the Chattanooga, Tennessee area at Ooltewah High School. The event will feature a 30-man Royal Rumble-style battle royal, where the winner gets a spot in this year's Scenic City Invitational and gets to pick his first-round opponent. A dozen Rumble participants have already been announced, as well as several matches that will be featured on the undercard, including Kurt Stallion versus Billy Buck and Joey Lynch versus former WWE Tag Team Champion Joey Mercury. Finally, our clip of the week comes from AAW's aforementioned Windy City Classic in Chicago. In the middle of the AAW Championship match, Rey Fenix goes for an aerial attack, only to be caught in midair by Jeff Cobb, who follows up with a scintillating piledriver. As someone who's been tossed around by him in the ring in the past, Cobb's strength is unreal. Well, this new year, why not resolve to watch more indie wrestling? Sign up for Powerbomb.tv and use the promo code BrianSentMe and get your first 20 days of the streaming service absolutely free. Got a tip for any news, upcoming shows, and results? Send them our way via direct message at facebook.com/independentwrestling. For Powerbomb.tv, I'm Brian Zane, and I'll see you next time.